You know, sometimes girls lie about their body count. It's kind of like how guys lie about their height or dick size. For instance, whenever somebody asks for my dad's height, he always says he's 6 foot.
Stop the cap.
He's 5'10" on a good day. Or whenever somebody asks how big my dick is, I always say 8 inches. Well, that one's actually kind of true. It's actually a problem, really. Like, my IG's on cloud 9 if any ladies want to help. But because of this phenomenon, it's a cardinal rule that whenever a girl tells you her body count, just go ahead and tack on a few extra on it just for peace of mind. Because one of the worst things a guy can experience is popping out with your girl and then getting multiple DMs about how everybody knows your girl because you're not the first person she popped out with. But what happens if she says her body count is 0? Because this is the exact situation that I ran into with my ex. Let's call her Jayla. Yeah, I met Jayla on Snapchat. We added each other, we're sending snaps back and forth for a little bit. You know how that goes. So one random day I grew some balls and I actually decided to ask her out, which she agreed to. So we went to this local food spot that I usually go to whenever I want to go on a date with a girl. Yes, this is a routine all guys have. So we met up, got some food and started talking, and the date went pretty well from my memory. While we were talking, one thing that she really made a point of saying is how she was a virgin, which at the time I remember finding a little bit hard to believe because the way she would talk about certain things, it just gave me I've been around the block type of vibes. And plus she was saying some other things, but I'm not trying to get too descriptive, so yeah, gotta keep this shit PG-13. But honestly, I kind of just wrote it off and just didn't care because honestly, my focus was elsewhere because brother, let me tell you, this girl was fine as shit. I'm not even joking when I say this. She was probably one of the most attractive girls I ever talked to. She was light skinned, she had good hair. I remember her eyes being beautiful, but also, gang, when I tell you, this girl had one of the craziest bodies I ever seen. The perfect slim, thick build. Not only was she very attractive, her personality was also very good. But our first date ended up going well. So well to the point where we went back to my car to make out. And I can't lie to you, I was a little bit suspicious of a virgin being so down with making out with a random stranger in the car, but eventually I asked her, yo, do you want to go to the back seat? Honestly, I was kind of partially joking, but surprisingly, she was down. One thing led to another, and I was on top of her, and she was under me. So I looked her in her eyes and asked her, yo, you want to crush? And again, she's a virgin, so I was just expecting her to be like, nah, I need to get to know you, yada, 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 I don't want to break it like this, whatever, which I would have been cool with. I mean, I completely understand. But to my surprise, this girl says yes, no hesitation. Time out. What the actual fuck? There is no way that I'm about to crack this fine ass girl on the first link.
I don't think so, pal.
That's not how life works. The game isn't supposed to be played like this. And I remember being in that moment and just being completely and utterly shocked that I was actually about to pull this shit off. I was just happy this girl liked me, man. I'm gonna be honest. Once she gave that go ahead, we were off to the races. And I know what y'all all are probably thinking. Yo, Cloud, there is no way that girl was actually a virgin. I mean, what type of virgin lets a guy that they just met crush them? And I promise you, at this moment, I was thinking the same thing. But that was obviously not finna stop me. I remember after we were done, I did ask her, yo, were you lying about being a virgin earlier? But she still doubled down on her response. And honestly, I could have pressed her more on that, but I was just happy to be here, gang, so I just moved on after that. But in the back of my mind, I always just had a feeling that she was just lying. But in the front of my mind, I just simply did not give a fuck enough to stop anything that was finna happen after this, which a lot did actually. Because about 2 months after this, we decided to start dating. And for the most part, the relationship did end up going well. Until it didn't. I need to talk about something that has literally changed my daily setup. My old chair. The squeaky one that felt like sitting on plywood. Yeah, that one. I'm at my desk all day and it feels like sitting on a brick. When I'm gaming and editing, my back just kills me. And I've been hunting for a solid organic chair forever. Until FlexiSpot finally reached out with their C7 Max. One thing I really do like about this chair is how adjustable everything is. The 3D adjustable headrest actually tilts to the angle you need. Not just up and down like every other chair. The backrest height adjusts, so no matter how tall you are, it's still comfortable. We all know how important that is. Even the lumbar support is different from other chairs. Instead of just pushing on your lower back, it supports both your lumbar and sacrum automatically. You can even adjust the seat depth. And the seat cushion has latex and memory foam. It actually does stay comfortable if you sit in it for over 12 hours. Plus the 5D armrest basically moves in every direction, which is great for either typing, gaming, or whatever you want to do in your chair. Yes, you can recline, kick back while on this chair. And if you watch my streams, you know I love doing it. The reason why is because this chair is sturdy, it doesn't wobble. You can actually lean back without fear in your life. With some other chairs, I ain't gonna lie. And honestly, after using it for such a long time, I kind of get why these type of chairs, ergonomic chairs, do really matter. It's comfortable, well built, and has a 10-year warranty, so if I don't like it, take it right back. You can honestly just try it risk-free. This is Black Friday, this is the best time to grab it because it's up to 60% off site-wide, and you get an extra $30 off the C7 Max with my code C730. Just hit the link in the description or the YouTube card. Also, if you're on a tighter budget, check out the C5 chair. Still great build quality, comfortable and comfy, and adjustable. And they just launched a new C7 Morpher, yay, which upgrades to lumbar and upper back support if you do need something even more advanced. Every single link is all down below. The biggest FlexiSpot sale of the year. So if your back's suffering just like mine, now's the time. Thank you to our friends at FlexiSpot. Missed that. Let's get back to the video. The ad is over. One thing that was a reoccurring theme in this relationship is that this girl used to lie a lot. Go figure, who would have thought? Here's the thing, she wouldn't lie about big things necessarily. It would just be about little shit. Like for instance, I'll ask her, what did she have for breakfast this morning? She'll tell me something like Chick-fil-A. Then later that day when I ask her, yo, how was that Chick-fil-A you had this morning? She'll just be like, what are you talking about? Then I'll be like, yo, didn't you just tell me you had Chick-fil-A this morning? She'll be like, oh silly, I had McDonald's. One day we were on the way to the mall, and I remember she was venting to me about her mom. Apparently they got into a big fight before she left. She caught her mom going through her personal stuff, and it was just a big ordeal. Apparently this wasn't a first time occurrence, and she told me that one time they almost fought about this. So being a good boyfriend and acting like I cared about this conversation, I asked her why did they almost fight. But when I asked her that, she just paused. She paused for a good 5 to 10 seconds, almost like she was debating on if she wanted to tell me or not, and then simply just said, she found something in my drawer. After she said that, I started getting a little bit curious. So I asked her, yo, what was it? And this is where I noticed the vibe start to shift in the car. And she looked over to me and told me the one sentence that every single man hates to hear. I'll tell you, but promise me you won't get mad. What do you mean? Promise me I won't get mad. What could you possibly tell me that will get me angry? Why would you even have to give me that warning? Of course I'm gonna get mad. Like, what was in your drawer? A rose toy? A dildo? Another? What could be so bad that I could possibly get mad from you telling me? So then after that, I gave her the meanest side eye ever, bracing myself to not go off on this girl. Whatever she's finna tell me was for sure finna get me mad. But like a good boyfriend's supposed to do, I grabbed her hand and told her, babe, you can tell me you have a dick. I promise you, I still wouldn't get mad. Just tell me. And my brother in Christ, this girl proceeds to tell me that her mother found a pregnancy test. What? I immediately pulled over our car, turned on our hazards, got face to face with this girl, and told her to explain everything at that exact moment. And if she lied, that we were done. Because at this point, there was only two scenarios that could have happened. A, this girl is cheating on me because whenever we did anything, I for sure used protection or bought her a plan B. And from my knowledge, she has never been late with me. Or B, this could have been before our relationship. And this was prime evidence that she was lying about being a virgin. Let me just tell you, it wasn't number one. Apparently, Jayla had a grand explanation on why she had this in her drawer and how even though she had it, she was still a virgin. So apparently she used to mess with this guy. They used to do a lot of things, but she was very big on her faith during this time, so she didn't want to lose her virginity, which he was absolutely cool with. One day they linked up and apparently she was giving right? And after she was done and he was finished, he proceeded to DJ her. While he was DJing her, right? I'm gonna just keep it real. She saw some nut on his hand. And before she could stop him from inserting the DJ or inserting the CD into the DJ player, you get what I'm trying to say, he already got to work. First, she just let it happen because she didn't think it was a big deal. But 2 weeks later, when her time of the month came, it was late. So she started freaking out. She told one of her friends, and her friend told her to get a pregnancy test. She got the pregnancy test, and of course, it said she wasn't pregnant. For whatever reason, she forgot the pregnancy test. A couple months later, her mom found it, and then that ensued the almost fight. Now, I want to ask you a question real quick. Are you buying that bullshit? Nah, you're not. I didn't either. So immediately I started to tweak a little bit. Because there is no way you're finna tell me you got a pregnancy test because you thought a sliver of was inserted into your vagina. No, we're just not doing that. It got to the point where eventually she decided to phone a friend about this situation because for whatever reason, that was supposed to prove that she wasn't lying. I told her to put that shit on speaker because I didn't want her to coach her into saying what she wanted to say because I know that trick. I've done it before. So her friend answered the phone, asked what was going on, and then Jayla proceeded to tell her, yo, do you remember the time where I bought that pregnancy test? The girl paused for a minute, and then all of a sudden the girl just said, oh yeah, aren't you talking about that one time where the guy... Yeah, I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube. And in the recording, I was a little bit pissed off, so I said it very vulgarly. But to put this into PG-13 terms, let's just say the guy ended up sticking his pogo stick in her defecating chamber, all right? After his pogo stick finished jumping, the liquid dropped out of the defecating chamber into the baby-making chamber. Yeah, so, nobody actually believes that bullshit. What? How the f can't you even get your lies right, man? What are we doing here, man? If you're finna lie, at least be a good liar. Like her friend deadass snitched on her unintentionally. So after that, she instantly hung up on that girl and started pleading to me that she forgot the exact details and that her friend's story was actually correct. And because it happened over a year ago, she just got the details mixed up. Girly pop, nobody believes you. So after that, I decided I was taking this girl home. Because I don't know what she did for her to go buy that pregnancy test. But all I know is that whatever she told me didn't happen. This was my final straw with all that lying shit. So I turned off my hazards, got back on the road, turned around, and started driving towards her house. At this point, she kind of just got tired of pleading with me, so she just stayed silent. Until we were passing this park and she told me to pull over right here. She has to say something. At this point, I was kind of tired of her BS. She said it in a very serious tone, and she gave me a look. That just let me know that she wasn't playing around. So I pulled over. I asked her what did she want to talk about. And then she proceeded to start saying how sorry she was and how she mixed up the details, but how she was still a virgin, which I just didn't believe at this point. Honestly, I was just ready to get this conversation over with so I could drop her off and probably just break up with her. But then she started crying. And I don't know if I told y'all this, but this is like technically my first girlfriend at this time. And this is also the first time I've ever seen her cry before. So even though it was kind of obvious that she wasn't crying because she was sad, but she was crying because she wanted me to feel bad for her, my emotional intelligence was very, very bad back then. So I started to feel a little bit bad for her. So we hugged it out. She said, I won't ever lie to you again, yada, yada, yada. And then we might have done some things and made up during that whole time. It's like, well, I'm a dumbass. And even though I knew she was lying about something, I didn't want to give it up at this point. Why didn't I break up with this girl? Well, I don't know, like what? So what the heck is good, gang? She lied to you. Break up. If you couldn't guess by now, the relationship didn't last that much longer after that. We was together for about 3 to 4 months. We did end up breaking up for a completely different reason. It's kind of crazy. If you want that story, let me know because I'll tell that next. One thing that pisses me off every single time I think about this story is just how quickly I let lying slide. In the crucial part of our relationship where all she really had to do was just be truthful, she still decided to lie. Yet, I still stayed with her just because it felt good at the moment. This wasn't just a dumb decision, but it was also disrespectful to myself. Letting people blatantly lie and manipulate you and just allowing it to happen is not okay no matter what. It was the start of the downfall of our whole relationship. No matter what, respect yourself. Don't let people disrespect you no matter what they can offer you, what they can do for you, or how it feels at the moment. If you just allow people to walk over you, you may not realize it right now, but it does chip away at your soul. So stand on business, all right? Like I should have did. If you want to hear more stories like this more often, I tell them on stream all the time. Go follow my Twitch and go follow the VOD channel where you can see everything on Twitch on here so you don't miss a thing. Do love y'all. Thank you. We out.